Hello, hello everyone. Look who I'm with. It's our dark reds, our Petite, or Ethel and Beans, Petite double doodle babies, and this is our puppy picking video. All right, I cut off there for a minute, but hopefully we will have plenty of storage space. Surely you can imagine how my storage situation works with all of the video and pictures and things that I just refuse to delete. Yes, I know. And then when I do, I really am upset about it. Anywho, okay, so this is a litter of 6. We have 2 girls and 4 boys, and puppy picking on this litter actually starts tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we'll have our first pick determined, and then we have a lot of virtual picks on this litter just because we have a lot of people that live kind of further out from us. So some people will be coming, but others will be doing virtual picks, and so we can still FaceTime and Zoom, but hey baby, hi. But this allows people that aren't able to make it to kind of really get a good look at their babies. Yes, hi. Are you stuck? There you go. I'll help you out. Oh goodness, I have to sneeze. All right, it is nice and warm and toasty here in the nursery. Of course, it is freezing and icing outside. So not fun out there at all, but all the babies are doing good. I am very thankful that we have power, we have heat, and everybody is in. Even the sheep are still up. It's not a time for us to send them out. Sheep they've got their coats. They love cold weather, actually. They really do feel better in cold weather, but the mixture of the ice, all of that, it's just not a good thing. And we keep them up where we can make sure they've got their fresh, clean water and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be able to get out because they do miss their grass. what little there is. Oh gosh, this just reminds me back to our big snow that we had many years ago. And the mud. I'll have to post it. I'll have to insert picture of the mud situations that we used to have. Oh my gosh. Once this all thaws out, it does get quite muddy outside. So I will, you know what, I'll send you guys a little message. It may be too muddy to actually drive up here to the nursery. I'll let you know. It's not a long ways, but I'll let you know because I don't mind it. It's just if you guys mind muddy situations. So we'll see what happens. But anywho, look at the tail. So what's a double doodle? A double doodle is, are you going to tell him? Me. Pick me. A double doodle is a cross between a Goldendoodle and a Labradoodle. So we've got lab in this mix. This is from a chocolate lab line that we used to do. We were going to do just strict Labradoodles, but you do need a multi-generation Labradoodle to get the coats that you like. I'm a golden girl, guys. I do like the Goldendoodles, and so that's one of the things that I'm just going to stick to, what I like. But I am, are you listening? I like the golden part of it. That means nothing's wrong with the lab. I just love Goldendoodle. So I'm more of a golden retriever gal. But I will say that I am a huge fan of our double doodles. I do like the mix of the lab in there. I just don't like 100% lab for a few reasons. I do like a long coat. I like the way that the coats look that when we add the golden in there. And of course, they're both Goldendoodle and the Labradoodle are mouthing animals. They have a very sensitive mouth they can retrieve their birds and bring them back without them being harmed. But a lab does have a little more sensitive of a mouth, and therefore they do tend to chew more. And so a full lab, I remember Cupcake used to eat everything, drywall, horse bridles, all that kind of stuff. So when we mix them in with the poodle, adding the golden retriever, we've definitely taken away a lot of those things that I find difficult with the chewing of the lab. They're still gonna be just like our Goldendoodles as far as chewing, but so you're definitely gonna want lots and lots and lots of chew toys. But I just love the personalities here of the double doodles. You still get that same Goldendoodle mentality, but I find that they're a little more just kind of, I don't want to say laid back, but easygoing. They're just, very tolerant of children, young children, which if you have a young child, this is a really good breed for you. I love what the lab offers there with young children. Those people that have Labradors, you know that they're excellent with young children. I hope you guys can see. My eyes are just not focusing, and I keep thinking that the lens is blurry. Hopefully it is not. I wiped it here down, so hopefully you can see that. So anywho, I am going to go through everybody so that you can see them. And what? Let's start with you, Yellow. Yellow is the heaviest of this litter. He's just got a bigger frame. So he's going to definitely be just a little bigger than everybody. He has a soft cotton coat. Although he looks curly at the front, you can see by looking at his back, his coat is not very long. He is going to be more of a wavy. He has a little more wire texture on the back. So a little more of our first generation Labradoodle coat in the back there, but it gets really long up front here. So anyone who is okay with a shorter coat would be good with him. Still no shedding, definitely no shedding, but and hopefully maybe I could put a picture over here so that you guys can see what a full-grown coat like this looks like. What are you doing? What are you doing? You silly. You're silly. All right. Let's go to green collar boy. These are deep reds. Because of the chocolate Labradoodle line in here, we get just some really dark reds. Look at you. Hi. This is, again, they're all soft cottons. It's just whether or not they're curly or wavy. So this is going to be a wavy coat. And look at those eyes. Do you see that kind of light around the eyes there? That's what the lab offers us. Isn't that pretty? Excuse the box back there, guys. Sorry. That's where I keep all of my extra collars. Yes. All right. Next up, let's do Orangey Boy. Come on down. What are you doing? Come here. Hi. Are you a bunny? Yes. Another deep red. Orange collar boy with the chocolate nose. Soft cotton wavy coat. Who's having issues over there? And black collar boy. Come here, Blackie. Come here. Come here. Hi. You want to get the lammy? Come up here. Good job. Good job. You got fluff on your ear. Let's take the fluff off. Okay, so this is black collar boy. Hi. Tiny smidgen of white on the chest. And another soft cotton wavy. He's got the black nose. Yes. And again, you can just see the dark reds in there. So of the boys, the darkest reds are probably yellow and orange, followed by green. I'm sorry, that was green over there. No, you know what? Green is right there with them. Yellow, orange, and green are the darkest. Still very dark, though. Maybe you can see just a smidgen difference is black collar boy. All right, let's go to the girls. Uh-oh, you're hung up on my sweater. Come here. I have pink collar girl, who is the smallest of the litter. She still looks right up there with everybody, size-wise, and then you pick her up and you're like, oh, you're just a little lighter, aren't you? Yes. Our pink collar girl, soft cotton wavy, another dark red, and Sissy, where are you? Right here. We have purple collar girl, and she is the only curly of the litter, but it is still a cotton texture. So a soft cotton, and she's got a little chocolate nose too. Yes, chocolate pink nose. Hi. Look at all that hair. Look at all that curly hair. Yes. Get it. Get it. Get it. They love these rope toys. Guys, chew toys, that is key here. We used to hand out these, we call them footballs. We used to hand these out for our going home packets, but they don't make them anymore. And we are all sad because, excuse me, they do last a long time. And there's even a bigger version. And when they finally do disintegrate them, owners would call and say, remember that one little toy? And now I cannot get them. So anything similar to this though. Kongs are good. Kong makes a variety of different toys. I will try to get you some links for some of the toys that are similar to this. This just has some more grooves and things like that. Another toy that's really good to have, and this is like a rubber tire type feel to it. Another one that's really good are the rope toys. This has been here forever. I love rope toys. They're not easily destroyed. And obviously they can chew them. Yes. Hi. Hello. Yes. Oh, look at the white. Look at the white on the paws. Who do I have here? Yellow? No, black. Black collar boy. Hi. Hi there. Yeah. So they're mouthy. All of our doodles are mouthy at this stage. There's not going to be one that's less mouthy than the other. They are teething. And they've got to alleviate that pain and pressure. So they're going to chew. And sometimes that means, oh, I want to test your fingers. I don't know that I'm not allowed to chew on fingers or toes. If there's something you don't want them to chew on, you're licking me. I can't say anything bad about that. No. If there's somebody here that's trying to chew on me, I'll show you. As soon as they start chewing on me, I'll let you know what we do. I like to squeeze their snout, just like this, but squeeze it hard enough that they go, ow! Not just little light pressure. You really have to kind of squeeze there. And you give them a harsh no bite. And that lets them, good job, Pinky. Good job hitting the potty spot. Way to go, girl. Very proud of you. That does is imprints on their brain the behavior and the reaction. The result was, I don't want to get my nose or snout squeezed, so I'm not going to do that. And that lets them know it's not permissible behavior. They don't know. Now, you can't stop them from chewing, guys. They're teething. They're dogs. They're going to need to chew. You just don't want them to chew on things you don't want them to chew on. So you're going to need to go ahead, and if you don't want them chewing on your cabinet doors in your kitchen, then don't put them in your kitchen. You need to make sure you don't leave them unattended in areas where they can destroy something like the fray on a really pretty oriental rug. Just pulling that one out of the air with absolutely no experience. Actually, there's a lot of for instances I can pull out of the air. Hey, eyeglasses. Eyeglasses, I don't know what it is about dogs and eyeglasses, but they love them. And so if your dog can reach your nightstand, don't leave them on the side of your nightstand. Maybe put them in a drawer for safekeeping or in the case, something. Well, even that's kind of iffy because Mrs. Beasley was able to open the case once, and eyeglasses are not cheap, and you need them to see most of the time. So whenever I go get glasses for myself or the kids, because they know they're what I do for a living, one thing they're always reminding me, now you know that this insurance policy does not cover dogs chewing on glasses. And I'm like, yes, I am very well aware. You let me know every single time. Not that we've ever tried to use the insurance policy for when dogs eat them, but Mrs. Beasley ate one pair of glasses, and boy, they've just never forgotten that. So anywho, cords, charge cords on the floor, power cords, pillows, throw pillows. They love those. Those are things that they love to chew on. Again, that's not bad behavior. That's puppy behavior. That's what they do. But you can, like if they start chewing on my fingers, you can discourage them. Imprint that on their brain and make sure you're consistent. Let them know, nope, we don't do this. If you correct them and they keep coming back at it, well, playtime's over. You don't get to play with me if you're not going to obey the rules. And you always offer them another toy, offer them some other means to chew on. But if they continually, after you squeeze the snack, go back to that, then it's time to stop the play, redirect them somewhere else, and let them know, no, playtime is over if you can't obey this. If that keeps happening over and over and over again, then we need to reevaluate what we're doing. And there's always a way, guys. Puppies just need to be parented, basically, because normally their mama is the one. If they were pulling on mama's ears and she was tired of it, she would take them by the scruff of the neck, and she would take them down to the ground and pin them down on the side like this, and she would go, arr, and she would growl at them and bark and would not hurt them, would not puncture them, would not harm them in any way. But it would look at, he's like, I don't know if I'm happy with this. It would let them know that mama's serious and you're not doing that. And of course they squeal like they have just been beaten. They just squeal, squeal, squeal. But that's also their way of letting mama know, I got it, I got it, I got it. So we need to think like a dog when we do our correcting and our teaching and our training. We can't be thinking about people because they're not people. So although, you know, we kind of live in a day and age where people do humanize their pets, that's just fine. Dress them any way you want. But when it comes time to train them, you need to be on board with training them like their mama would. And if that's something that you're not able to do, then this is probably not the breed for you. Any kind of doodle is the mixture of a poodle, which is very, very intelligent. And they will end up training you if you don't train them. So you have to have an upper hand. Now, can you still own a doodle if you have a timid personality? Absolutely, you can. If you have a hard time correcting, if you have a hard time setting the tone, then it may be time to start training earlier. I usually like training around 4 to 5 months old, preferably after they've been spayed and neutered. But if you are unable to keep that up from the very beginning, then a boarding puppy boot camp might be a good option for you. When they first go home, those first couple weeks, they are infants, they are newborns, they are just sleeping quite a bit. So to me, training, unless you can't keep up with the potty training routine, behavioral training is just really not going to happen during those first 2 weeks. That typically happens after a couple weeks at home, and then you're just so soft. Then you really need to work on that. Excuse me. So professional training is a must if you don't have the time, if you just don't feel that you are capable of doing that, or if you have a hard time with the boundaries and saying no. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. We love that type of owner. That just might be a good indication that you might need the professional trainer to step in there. Gonna throw back to spay neuter real quick. Okay, I am popping in here with a voiceover to spare you guys the rant that I just did here, impromptu, about spaying and neutering. So I'm just going to tell you what I want you to know without all of the extras that apparently the ice storm has brought to me today. Anyway, spaying and neutering. Spaying needs to be done before your doodle's first cycle. Our doodle's first cycle is at 6 months old. And so you need to get your spaying done around month 5. So between the 5th month birthday and the 6th month birthday is when you need to schedule your spaying. So for those people that don't want to have a female because they don't want to deal with cycles, that's okay. You don't have to worry about that because your dog will be spayed before the first cycle. As far as neutering goes, the males need to be neutered between the 4th birthday and the 5th birthday. Month. I don't know if I clarified that. 4th month and 5th month birthday. So the hormones will set in around 5 months old. And what we want to do is stop that from happening. Now, why? Why are we asking you to spay and neuter at these times before hormones set in? Good question. It's not that we're worried you're going to go breed your dogs. Of course, we have to talk to people who want to do that. There are some professional breeders that I have worked with in the past, and I can certainly entertain that idea, but we do not allow breeding from our puppies. So the spaying and neutering, that's just a very tiny aspect. That's actually not the real reason we want you to do this. The real reason is we want to avoid those hormones from setting in because they can cause issues. They can cause marking their territory. Now, marking the territory is a male and female issue, not just a male issue. It is both. Females mark their territory just as much, if not more, than males. What the difference is the male's urine, when they mark their territory, is more potent. So you tend to notice that sooner. You can see them lifting their leg most of the time. And so that's where people think that it's only males mark their territory. Females do it. All my breeder friends, raise your hand. You guys know what I'm talking about. The females, of course, they're squatting. You don't always notice it. It's not as potent. And by the time you start noticing potty around the house or the smell, you take your puppy to the vet or your dog to the vet, and you just assume there's some kind of urinary tract infection issue. And that's usually where the investigation starts. And then it leads to they're marking their territory. Now, let's say you go ahead and you get your dog fixed, but it's after the first cycle for the females, or it's past the hormones setting in for the males. The only difference you're going to have there is a dog that cannot have babies or create babies. You are still going to have a dog that has hormones. Marking can still happen if you delay the spaying and the neutering. So keep that. That's our number one thing. Number two is aggression. Doodles, they have poodle in them. They have retriever in them. And they can have aggression once the hormones set in. Now, in my experience of this, females are more aggressive with hormones than males. So don't be thinking, oh, I have a female. People just automatically talk about males being aggressive. No, a female with her hormones that has not been spayed is more likely to be aggressive. And so you want to go ahead, take care of that spaying, take care of that neutering on time for those reasons, not just a breeding thing. Like I said, the breeding thing is a very, very small percentage. So when you read our health warranty, when you read our purchase contract, you're going to see these time frames where we're asking you to sign and have a contract with us that, yes, you will do this. Now, let's talk about the vets real quick. I love our veterinarians. Old school, new school vets view things a little differently. I was trained in human medicine. I went to human medical school. So some of that has helped me a lot with our dogs. And of course, my husband was a rancher, and so he knows a lot. Animal husbandry over the years teaches you a lot. One thing that we learned from our years ranching and from our old school vets is that nothing physically goes wrong with an animal that you keep from having those hormones set in. Some vets, some of the newer vets are kind of talking to and some, Google vets will say that when you get rid of the hormones, it affects the bone growth. And that's just not true. It's just not there's just no scientific basis for that. No evidence for that. We do notice our doodles reach their full height by 7 months old. They can certainly put on more weight. But for instance, when we castrate our cows, and our bovine, I should say, and we make them steers instead of bulls. That's actually when our longhorns would grow, the big horns, and their bone structure is actually better because all of the nutrients that was going to help that bone structure, going to the hormones, is now going to the bone structure. So I'm not seeing the evidence for that. I'm not understanding why they're saying that. I don't know what the reason is for them wanting to do that, but if you have an old school vet or an older vet, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that is my recommendation. We're good. Some of the younger vets are like, no, you must wait until they're a year old or something like that. I am going to send a little note to your vets in our reading material that I send after puppy picking. If you want to get that to your vet so that they understand our reasoning. Our reasoning, it does not have to do with breeding. It has to do with your and your puppy's longevity, your overall care. Like I said, you have a dog that has a 14 to 17 year lifespan. You want a dog that has a good temperament and personality. And we're doing temperament testing based on their underlying temperaments. We don't want you to alter that temperament by allowing a hormonal issue to become a problem. So we want you to be happy with your dog for their entire life. We, of course, want them to be healthy. And so we have done the best research and also just our 20-year span of doing this. We have never once had a dog that has had bone growth issues due to any kind of hormone or stopping the hormones by spaying and neutering at those time frames. So if your vet is not wanting to go ahead and spay and neuter at that time, and they still read our information and they still say they won't, then just let me know and we can get you a vet in your area that will accommodate that. But that's basically just our reasoning there, and we want to make sure that everybody is on board. And the reason I'm really drilling this in is I've had a couple of people this last year that have waited, and when they've talked to me, because they've started having maybe a potty issue, I've asked them, okay, so when were they spayed or neutered? And they give me the time, and I said, but that's too late. And they say, oh, well, that's the first I've heard of it. And so I'm like, well, I do cover this a lot. Definitely I cover it in all of my reading material over and over again. So I am really drilling this in here because I know this is our puppy picking video. We have a lot of males in the litter, and a lot of people can be unsure about getting a male. And I just want to assure them that the spaying and neutering does take care of all that on both genders. You just need to do it on time. That is where you get people saying, well, I neutered my male and he still, marked his territory. Well, he wasn't neutered on time. The hormones were set in. They were neutered too late. And yes, of course, that, like I said, all you're going to get, the difference there is a dog that cannot have babies. So anyway, that is my soapbox speech for today. Thank you for sticking around on that. And I think you'll all be a lot happier with the overall temperament of your dog if you just stick to that. Martin was putting out hay so that the horses had plenty of hay. Keeps their belly warm. Keeps them warm out there with all that hay. Kept the sheep up, and today the grass is slippery and icy getting up here, so I was able to use kitty litter to get to the gator, and then he drove me up here in the gator. Meanwhile, my behind is sliding in the seat because the seat is still full of ice. So, good times. If you want to hear my rant about ice storms, weather in Texas, you can watch the Diana video. I'll tell Diana's people if you want to listen to a spay and neutering rant, head over here. Now, I'm going to stop talking because I'm sure you guys are totally done with that. And I will let you watch them play. I'm going to do with them what I did with Diana's. I sat on the bench just kind of watching them interact with each other versus me. And that kind of lets you see them a little better. See them all at one time. Are you listening? Are you? Yeah. I would say right now the first pick of the litter is definitely looking at pink or purple and black. Those are the three that I think that they're kind of deciding between. Second pick is going to be taking whatever female is remaining. So we'll just have to see. I will let you guys know after that first pick. I will text everybody, let you know what was chosen. And as puppies are chosen, I do update you via text so that you know exactly who's available. Oh my goodness. I got you. Look, have you noticed how they're playing more and more now that I'm interacting with them? They just like people. Yes. Listen, Greenie, that's enough. You have been trying to dominate everybody. And I'm going to put a stop to that. If we ever have someone try to dominate we start setting the tone with them. And we put them with a bigger dog. Yes, whether it's a grown dog that's here in the midst, something. Letting them know that, no, we're not going to try to do that alpha stuff here. No, no. Okay, now you don't need to get him while he's down. You don't need to get him while he's down. No, you don't. All right, guys, I will talk to you later, and we will see you at picking.